was found while he was still a small child. In a tradition that dates back to the 17th century, the Dalai Lama, or Ocean of Wisdom, is both the spiritual and secular leader of Tibet. Before the Chinese troops would invade Lhasa, the Dalai Lama instructed Tibetan officials in Beijing to begin negotiations. The 17-point agreement, in which Tibet was defined as being part of the Chinese motherland, was signed in Beijing without the Dalai Lama's consent. The reunification has the Chinese duties to perform. The Kalachakra ceremony, or Wheel of Time, is one of the most complex systems of theory and practice in Tibetan Buddhism. The 17-year-old Dalai Lama was initiated into this tantric tradition in front of hundreds of officials and monks at the Norbulingka Palace.
I think 16, 17. I already...
Here he is receiving Mayang. He is not wearing glasses yet. Brother of His Holiness, Losang Samte, during the Kalachakra teachings. It looks like the people are throwing scarves forward to request the teachings of the mandala ceremony. It was what everyone did in Tibet, but these days His Holiness discourages it.
In 1954, the Dalai Lama received an invitation from the Chinese to go to Beijing. Most Tibetans were against the idea, fearing for his safety. The Dalai Lama, however, was determined to go, seeing it as an opportunity to be able to talk to Chairman Mao in person. Drepung Monastery had 10,000 resident monks. 8,000 of them were squeezed into the square to see the Dalai Lama as he arrived with his retinue to take his first exam. The monastery owned local estates and had some 20,000 tied peasants who worked the land and paid them taxes. The revenue paid for the prayer sessions and festivals which dominated monastic life. Feeding the monks for big events, like the examinations, was a huge, if somewhat rushed, process. The young monks run down from the cookhouse carrying huge tubs of sampa for their brethren who are sitting in the square. Sampa is roasted barley flour mixed with yak butter, tea or water to make dough. To celebrate His Holiness's presence, the monks are also given prayer scarves, tea and money.
Officials. Now His Holiness is offering the debate to the two abbots. During his early life, he had to go to so then he did not have time to study.
And also when he asked questions, so a bit more nervous. So I have.
Of course, we have received a lot, but for the first time, we saw when he was examined by the abbots, he was equal with those who are debating the monastery for lifetime, and the abbots find it quite difficult to debate with him.
The next exam was at Sera Monastery. The whole of the Dalai Lama's government travelled with him, allowing him to consult with them about the growing tension in Lhasa. At the same time, he had to prepare for the next series of debates. But the abbots each had their own individual style of arguing.
Opponent, good scholar, then their answer that much scholar, not that top. So you see, from my side, you see the preparation. So then my tutor noticed that.
The last of preliminary exams was some distance from Lhasa, at Ganden Monastery. Ironically, the examinations at Ganden proved to be a brief period of respite for the Dalai Lama. The final exam was arranged to take place at the same time as the Mulam New Year festival. There were 30,000 monks in the city, and pilgrims were arriving from all over Tibet. The Jokang temple was full to bursting. The cabinet, civil officials, and all the senior abbots and monks were present.
There are a lot of rumors about danger to his security, and also the joyful. These are going together.
Gun emplacements were built. There were Chinese carrying rifles patrolling the rooftops opposite. Everyone, government officials, the clergy, the people, were there for the religious function of the 13th. But they saw clearly
I was involved in organizing the
aristocrats were all dressed up in their finest. On the other, right next door, the Chinese were making elaborate military preparations. The position between the Chinese and the Tibetans was becoming irreconcilable. It was an incredible situation that was unfolding. If you had told an outsider, they wouldn't believe you. But that's how it was.
One aspect, the whole atmosphere is so tense, can take place or not, because it is so much tense. But then everything go very smoothly. So everybody very happy. My final examination, successful. I think very successful.
The Dalai Lama returned to the Norbalinka with his full retinue, but this time he was accompanied by armed guards. Little did he know that this 1,000-year-old ceremonial procession through Lhasa would be his last. The Chinese Governor-General of Tibet invited Dalai Lama to see a dance troupe at the Chinese military headquarters. In the name of dispensing with formality, the Chinese requested that he attend with unarmed bodyguards. Worried that a refusal would worsen the fragile situation, the Dalai Lama accepted, but the news soon spread.
So everyone wanted him to leave as soon as possible. Although that was what everyone was thinking and what everybody wanted, no one dared say it out loud. We were all terrified.
The Dalai Lama received news that the Chinese were planning to attack the crowd surrounding the Norbalinka and bomb the building. Convinced that if he left, the people would be saved, he decided he had to leave.
People will die. Then also, my own life, there is danger. One person sort of
knew nothing of the outside world. We were just so engrossed in our little pond, you know. So